watching this video right now, here's what I can tell you. There is some task, some project, some goal that you want to accomplish, but for whatever reason, you are procrastinating on doing that. You know how I can tell you that? Because each and every single one of us has something that we've said that we're going to work on, and for whatever reason, we keep procrastinating on it. Maybe it's some huge goal. Maybe it's working on our business. Maybe it's writing a movie or a play. Or it could be something as simple as just even finishing a book or reading a particular book that we've said that we're going to read for a while. Every single one of us continues to procrastinate on some project that we need to get done. And generally, the reason why we do this is because we're looking at the project in its whole, and it becomes very, very intimidating to us. Right? When you're looking at the fact of starting this business and you just think about all the elements that it's going to take to start the business, it can become very overwhelming. You're looking at a book that you want to finish, and then you're thumbing through the pages and you realize that book is 300 pages or 500 pages, and you're like, man, I'm never ever going to finish this book, right? But here's the thing. We can absolutely do anything if we break it down into small steps. And that's the only way that we're going to accomplish it. That's the only way that we're going to be able to accomplish whatever it is that we're trying to do. Let me give you an example. Let's say that your goal is to make 300 sales calls every single month. You know that if you can make 300 sales calls every single month, you will be successful in your business. Well, here's the thing. When you sit there at the beginning of the month and you look on the wall because you've written it on the wall, I got to make 300 sales calls this month. It's so intimidating. You're like, oh my God, I don't even want to make one. How am I going to make 300? But when you break that task down into a smaller, manageable steps, you can absolutely do it. So let's break 300 sales calls a month. Let's say you're going to work every single day. All 300 calls a month is doing one call every hour for 10 hours every day. You can do that. You can call one person every hour for 10 hours every single day and continue that on for a month. That is not a whole lot to do in order to accomplish your sales goal, right? To get to whatever level it is that you want to get to. Now, if you're really stellar, you step it up and do 2. Now you've done 600, right? Now you've taken a task that before seemed so just out of your league. Now you've done it, and then now you can even double that and possibly even triple that, right? So that's what happens when we break the goals down into smaller steps. There's this Japanese concept called Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. And basically, Kaizen is just the practice of using small steps, all right? So that just basically means breaking down whatever it is that we want to do into very small steps. And let me tell you why it works. See, what generally happens is anytime that we try to do any sort of task that's outside of our comfort zone, what happens is our brain sounds an alarm, right? Anytime that we try to go outside of the comfort zone, the brain sounds an alarm and the amygdala goes off, and that triggers the flight or fight and say, oh, hold up, hold on. You're doing something that you don't normally do? Stop that. No. We don't like that. We just like to stick to tasks that we know about, that we know work, and anything outside of that, that's a no-no. And sound that alarm, because we need to make sure that you don't do anything that you don't normally do. And, that helps us, that flight or flight system helps us in some cases, but a lot of times it prevents us from accomplishing whatever goals that we want to accomplish. Now, the reason why Kaizen is so phenomenal, why it works really good, is that Kaizen, because we're doing these really small steps, it operates below the brain's threat level. So when we break a task down into very, very small steps, it doesn't trigger the amygdala. It doesn't set off the flight or flight system, right? And that's how we can get the job done, right? The brain's alarm doesn't go off, and then we're doing these small steps. We've broken them down into very, very small, manageable steps. And then before we know it, we've accomplished our goal. And the reason why, like I said before, the reason why most people don't accomplish whatever it is that they want to accomplish is that anytime they start to step outside of their comfort zone, that brain alarm goes off. But when we use the concept of Kaizen, it doesn't go off because we're doing very small steps. And those steps aren't out of our comfort zone. Making one phone call every single hour is not outside of our comfort zone. If it's reading a book, reading for 10 minutes a day is not outside of our comfort zone. Now, when we look at a book that may be 500-600 pages and it may take us 10-15 hours to do, and we sit there and say, okay, we're going to read an hour every single day, that's outside of our comfort zone if we don't read that much on a regular basis. But reading 5 minutes a day, that's not too bad. Okay, that's we can do that. And then before you know it, if you can continuously do that, you will actually accomplish whatever your goal is. So I challenge you, think about something that you've wanted to accomplish. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution. Maybe it's something that goes back even way further than that. Something that you've been procrastinating on, that you've been putting off, and figure out, take some time over the next 24 hours and break that task down into very, very small, manageable steps. And commit to doing at least one step every single day. And I can promise you this, you will get it done. Now, maybe you have to break that step down into 100 small steps and it'll take you 100 days to do. But guess what? It's better that it takes you 100 days to do than you never ever get done. And I can promise you this, if you continue on the track that you're continuing on, you won't get it done. So break it down into very small steps and watch yourself complete that task. I hope this works for you. All right?